Okay, last time we got together, oh, hi everybody, for our next section. Last time we got together, we worked on quadratics and what vertex form was and what all the pieces meant and represented. Now that we have hopefully a good understanding of that, we are going to apply that and actually use vertex forms to do things. For instance, we're going to graph a quadratic using vertex form. And it's really, graphing quadratics will become fairly simple. You will not have to really build a table to do this. Let me show you how it works. So the first step is to find the vertex. In this equation right here, our vertex, here's our HK, our vertex would be 1, 3. So we are going to take and plot the vertex at 1, 3. Know that the axis of symmetry then is x equals 1. It goes right through the middle. Now all we need is one or two other points, and that's it. Because the axis of symmetry, it reflects across. So if I find one point on one side, I just reflect it across that line on the other side and connect those, and I basically have my graph. So look for what would be easy to pick. Since my axis of symmetry is 1, look for one or two points on either side of 1 for your other point. And 0 looks like it would be pretty easy. So let's just do pick 0. So if I make x 0, right, what would y be? So if 0 minus 1 would be negative 1, and negative 1 squared would be 1. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Negative 2 plus 3 is 1. So it looks like 0, 1 is on the graph. Now I can reflect that on the other side like this. And that's probably enough. There we go. I've drawn the graph. It's that simple. By the way, those points were below my vertex. Makes sense. This is negative. So that worked. So I would do that. Just find the vertex, plot that, and then select one or two points on either side of the x of your vertex. Plug that in to find one or two more other points, reflect it, and that's enough to draw your parabola. And this one's fairly thin and steep, which we would expect because that number is greater than 1. Another type of question that you're going to be asked for this is what transformations were applied to this to get to that? All right, so what did we do to the parent function of y equals x squared to get to this equation here? And so you want to list everything that was done. So first, you can see that it was stretched by a factor of 2. So you would write this out. Stretched by a factor of 2. This negative reflected across the x-axis because it flipped up and down, right? Across the x. This right here shifted it which way? To the left 1. Shifted to the left 1. Left 1. And positive, so up 3 and up 3. You could write shifted or translated. And all of those transformations took place. Stretched by a factor of 2. If it's less than 1, you would say compressed by a factor of 1/2 or whatever. Reflected across the x-axis because it's negative. If there was no negative, it would not have been reflected. Then shifted or translated left or right, up or down, how many units, and you have listed all the transformations. The last thing that you are going to be doing with quadratics in this section is also coming up with the equation given some information. The example in the book shows a dolphin's jump, and it shows a graph. So from the graph, you look to try to find the vertex, and the vertex was 3, 7. Then also look on the graph and see if you can find one other point. And the dolphin's jump went through the point 9, 4. So knowing that this is the vertex and it goes through this point, can you write your equation? So here's how you do it. You take that basic vertex form of a quadratic, and I'm going to go ahead and write it out just to remind you. And now we're going to plug in all the information that we've been given, which is quite a bit. This right here is our HK. So our H is 3, our K is 7. This is an ordered pair, which means when X is 9, Y is 4. So I'm going to make my X 9, my Y 4. And now the only thing I don't know is A. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute all these numbers for these variables and then solve for A. So, and if you want to do it one step at a time, you can. For instance, let's just do the vertex first. Y equals A times X minus 3 squared plus 7. Okay, there's the vertex. Now let's put in our point 9, 4. So 4 is A, and this is 9 minus 3 squared plus 7. So 4 equals 9 minus 3 is 6, and 6 squared is 36, right? So this is 36A plus 7. So if I subtract 7 from both sides, I get negative 3 equals 36A. And when I divide by 36, I get A equals negative 3 over 36, or A is negative 1/12. Now, what's my whole equation then? All right, I have my H, K, and my A, and here's what I do. I don't want you to just list it. I want you to give me the equation. Y equals my A, which is negative 1/12. By the way, that makes sense. Think about this dolphin's jump. Its parabola opens down, and it's very wide this way. So that negative 1/12 makes perfect sense. And this is my X, X minus 3 squared plus 7, and there is my equation. All right? A lot of steps to it, only because I explained it so deeply. Once you grasp how to do it, it's really not that hard. Let's try one more. Let's say we have another dolphin, does a different jump. The vertex of its jump is at 2, 7, and it went through the point 5, 5. What would be the equation that would match, that would represent this, the path of this jump? Okay, so just so we remember, vertex form looks like that. So I'll do it one step at a time. First, I'll put in the vertex. So Y equals A, X minus 2 squared plus 7. There's my 2, 7. I'm subtracting the 2, right? Sweet. Now I'm going to put in my point 5, 5. So 5 equals A. This is 5 minus 2 squared plus 7. Simplify. 5 minus 2 is 3, and 3 squared is 9. So 5 equals 9A plus 7. Subtract 7, negative 2 equals 9A. Whoops, 9A. And so A is negative 2 over 9. Now I have all the information I need to write my equation. Y equals negative 2 over 9, X minus 2 squared plus 7. It's really, really helpful when they give you the vertex. And there it is in vertex form. All right? So what we need is a lesson check. How do I know that you watched this video today? Why don't you just tell me what was the A of this final answer, negative 2/9. If you know that, then I know you watched the video. All right? That's it. I will see you guys next time.